I was born downtown, in our capital. When I recall my homeland, my thoughts are filled with the sights and sounds of the city. But home means something different to each and every one of us. Therefore, I've decided to visit every place where our citizens call home. The Kingdom of Erusia is a land of diversity. Each region has its own unique and special culture.
The destruction of one of their arsenal birds has significantly reduced the scale of Erusia's air defense network. Osean forces have moved into the areas where we gained air superiority and freed over half of the Eusian continent. However, Erusia is feeling the pressure and is reacting by attempting to activate the ballistic missile base in the suburbs of Sierra Plata. For the past 72 hours, they've put their resources and people into action and have already entered the final stages of a launch. The missile silo is deep underground. To destroy it, we'll need a bomber to drop a huge deep penetration bomb in a precise place. Unfortunately, that airspace is thick with clouds at the moment, so it'll be difficult for a bomber to hit the target accurately. Normally, we'd wait for the weather to clear, but with the situation being what it is, we don't have that option. So, we will be the bomber's eyes and find the missile silo. You'll all be equipped with targeting pods instead of special weapons. We need you to fly at low altitude and visually identify which silo they're activating, then acquire it with your targeting pod. Once you press the firing switch, the bombers will drop their payload based on the location data provided by the targeting pod. You will need to keep the silo in the center of your sight until the bomb hits its target, or else it will miss entirely. It takes a high level of airmanship to properly guide these bombs to their targets while flying the plane. Naturally, we assume the enemy has positioned anti-air artillery and aircraft in the area of operations, so stay alert. Additionally, we suffered human and material losses in the last battle, so Cyclops Squadron will sit this one out. Trigger, it's up to you to make this work with just Strider Squadron.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
Erusia only has 5 IRBM silos in total. Therefore, the enemy's made a number of fake silos to try and throw our bombers off the scent.
Did you say fake?
They're painted to look like the real thing from the sky. You can't tell the difference.
The wing of that LRSSG that brought down that arsenal bird. We got the bombs. Enter the terminal guidance.
In order to use the targeting pods, you'll need to change weapons first. Try to align the missile silo with a circle in the center of your HUD. When you're lined up, hit the firing switch and the bomb will drop. You're gonna need to keep the silo aligned until the bomb hits. The enemy set up anti-air weapons in multiple locations.
We need to work together to take them down.
Strata 1, target acquired. targeting pod train on that silo until the payload is delivered. The bomb was off its mark. The target is still standing. Dropping another bunker buster will take some time. Aim carefully.
Bunker buster away.
Bunker buster hit its mark. Time for fireworks.
Destruction of first missile silo confirmed.
The IRBM is aimed at the O-Team garrison. Soldiers' lives are at stake. We have no time.
They completely lost it. You can bet on it.
Let's end this madness.
Target eliminated. Target is in range of guns. Strider 1, missile launched. Trigger, the bomb has been dropped. The targeting pod failed to guide the bomb to the target. Hostile lock on you, Strider 1.
With our bunker busters, it doesn't matter how much steel they load or how deep it is. Bunker buster away.
This is a serious mission. Was it Wiseman who gave Strider 2 account? A formation changes every mission. I'm sure he has a reason for it. I'll believe that when I see it. I'm just glad he won't be there to chew my ear off.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now. That was a fake. No structures visible. I'm trying to break. Bailing out.
Target destroyed.
Normal missiles won't even put a dent in these silos.
Watch your chaff and flare supply. Strider 1, missile away.
Bunker buster away. Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Again, but it was off the mark. Let's give him another.
The warhead should be exposed. Standard weaponry will suffice. But take your pick. Bunker buster away.
The targeting pod failed to guide the bomb to the target.
Power is right on target. We need to take down the craft guiding the strike.
Chaff and flares completed. Target is in machine gun range. Strider 1, target destroyed.
The warhead should be exposed. Standard weaponry will suffice. Bunker buster away.
We don't know when they'll launch. We'll be on time. The sky feels open and free today. As a Cyclops, I felt like a bird in a cage. Once this mission's over, I guess we'll be back under the company commander's thumb again. What a pain in the ass.
The targeting pod failed to guide the bomb to the target.
The warhead should be exposed. Standard weaponry will suffice.
You're almost blind in there. Stay sharp.
Shoot down those things up there.
weapon with the fight. Bunker buster away.
Missile silo destroyed. That makes 2. No launch signs yet.
I'm like a wolf that's been let off its leash. These guys won't know what hit him. I thought you were a bird free from its cage.
Picking up an enemy squadron. Must be the reinforcements they called in. We don't want them to be going after our bomber. Take them out if they interfere with our mission.
Bunker buster is hit. The ballistic missile is exposed. The warhead should be exposed. Standard weaponry will suffice.
Target acquired.
Standard acquired. Initiating attack.
Missile hit. Fox 2. The enemy's looking to engage. Watch your back. Missile silo destroyed.
Where do we look next?
3 minutes remaining.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Missile inbound. Drinking. Hostile has a lock.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Must have been a decoy.
No fireworks explosions on the ground. Break. Locked on hostile. I'm going back. Fox 2.
2 minutes remaining. Target eliminated. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Strider 1, we have the coordinates. Firing the bunker buster.
On to standard pass.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Enemy behind you. Take it.
The targeting pod failed to guide the bomb to the target.
Accomplish. Happy to have. Standard acquired.
Target acquired.
Fox 2. Fox 2.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
The targeting pod failed to guide the bomb to the target. 1 minute remaining.
I've been spiked.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
The targeting pod failed to guide the bomb to the target.
Wake up! Missile coming your way!
Strider 1, missile launched.
We did it.
Seconds remaining.
That takes care of that. Nice work.
Trigger, bomb has been dropped.
Where's the explosion? Looks like this wasn't one of the real silos.
Standard acquired.
Attack missed. Hostile has a lock.
These guys know how to dogfight.
Wait. What the hell is that?
Trigger, the bomb.
Alert! We've detected an IRBM launch. Confirmed signature on our radar. Launch site is this dam.
Not from the silos?
They certainly hit it well. We still have a chance. Shoot it down before it reaches critical altitude.
Enemy has a lock.
There'll be more missiles from the remaining silos.
That's what you get for half-assing it.
Warning, confirm another launch. Take it out.
Now from the silos?
Additional launch confirmed.
Incoming! Check that bandit behind you. I'm behind my target.
Enemy missile inbound. Evading. Battery is flat. Breaking out of lock.
They got a lock on you, Strider 1.
Bandit on your 6. Watch it. Enemy missile detected. They have me spiked.
The target will soon reach critical altitude. The target is about to reach critical altitude. All of the missiles have been destroyed.
I was cutting it pretty close. I was starting to get a little nervous.
You're telling me you had us sweating up here. There wasn't even anything we could do about it. Glad we were partnered with you on this operation.
That went about as expected. Be sure to include in the report how much ass I kicked while off the company commander's leash. Roger that, and I'll be sure to include all the crap you said about Wiseman, too.
We have successfully prevented an enemy ballistic missile attack. Strider Squadron, you did very well without your unit commander. We are now preparing for the final stage of our long-range operation, seizing the capital. With the loss of an arsenal bird, followed by the destruction of their ballistic missile base, Erussia is running out of ways to counter. This is a great opportunity for the Osean army to bolster our power to eventually take down the Erusian capital of Farbanti. The special long-range strategy is entering its final phase. Our objective is to attack and capture the Erusian Air Force Base in Cape Rainy in northern Erusia. This important base is at the forefront of our strategy to establish control of Farbanti. Under the cover of night, our plan is that all squadrons will invade from the valley to the south and mount an air assault on the area. The enemy's observation field has eyes on the skies above the valley, so your altitude will need to be restricted. If you go over a certain altitude, the enemy could spot you, ending the mission in failure. Keep that in mind. Once you arrive, you are to take out the enemy's air defense forces as soon as possible and prepare for the support squadrons. When the air defense forces are neutralized, the helicopter squadron should arrive carrying Marines. The plan is to take control of the base. Getting through the valley is only half the job.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
Beginning nighttime aerial refueling process. Be careful of reduced visibility. 1,500 meters to tanker. Trigger, maintain your current approach. Too fast. Lower airspeed. 500 meters. You have permission to access the refueling tanker. Trigger, maintain your current approach. You have permission to access the refueling tanker. 100. 50 meters. Work on your mid-air refueling. Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out. Keep altitude below 600 meters. Good. Maintain your current course.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Stay out of their sight.
Strider, Dazzler's 1. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch them off guard. Can we secure the LZ quickly?
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Everyone here's already signed their wills.
That ain't funny.
Never was good at jokes. Okay, before we win. Good luck.
Understood.
Caution. Pull up. Caution, pull up.
Strider 1, you've passed through waypoint 2.
Caution.
The valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up. Caution.
When can we take on the final mission? I'm starting to get tired of all this.
Caution.
This is the last step, Count. We'll take the enemy base and use it as a bridgehead.
Launch yourselves out there. We're going to need all of you in Bounty.
Pull up.
Without Wiseman here, everybody wants to give orders like they're the company commander himself.
Caution.
The best thing about Strider Squadron is how our leader keeps his mouth shut. Watch your speed.
Caution. Pull up.
You've passed waypoint 3. You're coming up on the base. Imposing radio silence. We won't be able to talk again until you're over the base. Continue to keep an eye on your altitude. There are plenty of dark spots that can sneak up on you.
Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution alert.
Strider 1, you've exceeded the altitude restriction. You most likely triggered the enemy's radar. We've lost the element of surprise. Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base.
Pull up.
All aircraft, reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out.
Caution. Caution. Caution.
Keep altitude below 600 meters.
Caution. Pull up.
Good. Maintain your current course.
Caution.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Stay out of their sight.
Strider, Basilisk 1. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch them off guard. Can we secure the LZ quickly?
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Everyone here's already signed their wills.
That ain't funny.
Never was good at jokes. Okay, before we win. Good luck.
Understood.
Caution.
Strider 1, you've passed through waypoint 2. The valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
Caution. Caution.
When can we take on the final mission? I'm starting to get tired of all this.
This is the last step, Count. We'll take the enemy base and use it as a bridgehead.
Watch yourselves out there. We're going to need all of you in Farbanti. Without Wiseman here, everybody wants to give orders like they're the company commander himself. The best thing about Strider Squadron is our leader keeps his mouth shut.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Watch your speed.
Caution. Pull up.
You've passed waypoint 3. You're coming up on the base, imposing radio silence. We won't be able to talk again until you're over the base. Continue to keep an eye on your altitude. There are plenty of dark spots that can sneak up on you.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up.
You just passed through waypoint 4. Radio silence has been lifted. You're almost at the base.
We made it. That was quite the roller coaster ride.
Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish them off.
All right, let's give them a beating.
Fox 2.
Enemies are attacking! The hell did they come from?
Target is in machine gun range. Target acquired.
Fire up the searchlight! I can't see where the enemies are coming from.
It looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. Guess they finally decided to wake up. Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better.
Specialist wanted. Landing now.
Roger that. If the enemy is still present in large numbers when our ground forces arrive, the mission will be a failure. Go help our allies.
Be quick. Gotta move on time. Victory.
Your jokes haven't gotten any better.
Target destroyed by Strider 1. Forecaster, hostiles are still near the LZ. Can't make our approach.
Multiple helicopters spotted. Do you have a visual on them? Strider 1, I need you to take out those enemies at the LZ.
Triggers, blast the bandit. Locked on bandit.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
This is Vasquez 1. Landing now. Trust your allies and keep moving. Space is ours for the taking. Wake the base, Commander! What are you waiting for? You've engaged the enemy reinforcements. Requesting immediate close air support.
Copy that. We'll send some your way.
Pizza guy's in trouble. Let's help him out.
It's all right. Those two Osean big shots will take care of them for us.
Strider Squadron, do it quickly, or we'll lose the element of surprise.
Air support is on its way.
You're mine.
Enemy has a lock on you.
The enemy's begun its counterattack. Damage to our unit is at 20%.
Keep firing.
Okay, that takes care of all the SAM sites. Strider 1, target destroyed.
I need to get away. Thinking.
Missile launched. Vehicle eliminated. Target locked. Target eliminated. Great work.
Okay, that attack just took out the enemies on the front line. The way ahead is cleared up. You have our thanks.
Give me a damage report. We've suffered heavy losses. This is more than a surprise attack. That's the last of our anti-air guns. They've all been taken out.
Picking up an enemy squadron. It must be the reinforcements they called in.
Found at least one leader. It's the one with the 3 scratches. Enemy on your back. Missile fired. Evading.
Emergency! See the enemy reinforcements? They're stopping us! We can't do anything about their air power. We need support.
2 remaining. One last enemy fighter.
Stay calm. Refill the ranks. Broadcaster requesting close air support.
did it. That's the last of them. We've achieved air superiority. This is 2-2. We're stuck. We won't be able to capture the base at this rate.
Keep your heads down. 3 strikes will take care of the enemy.
Strider 1, missile away. Target eliminated. Strider 1, tank destroyed.
That's it. Take out those 2. Reinforce our way inside the facility.
Target's destruction confirmed. That air support was right on the money.
Pushing the enemy on their heels.
Strider 1 has crashed.
Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish him off.
All right, let's give him a beating. Locked on.
Fox 2.
Man it down. Nicely done.
Bomber confirmed destroyed.
Enemies are attacking. Where the hell did they come from?
Target hit.
Fire up the searchlights. I can't see where the enemies are coming from.
It looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. I guess they finally decided to wake up. Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better. Roger that. If the enemy is still present in large numbers when our ground forces arrive, the mission will be a failure. Go help our allies.
Be quick. Got a little more time. Base is free. Jokes. Haven't got it any better.
Okay, that takes care of all the SAM sites.
They took out our leader's bird. Hurry or they'll roast us on the ground.
Strider 1, hostile has a lock.
Forecaster, hostiles are still near LZ. Can't make our approach.
Multiple helicopters spotted. Do you have a visual on them?
Strider 1, that's what I like to see.
Strider 1, I need you to take out those enemies at the LZ.
Missile inbound. Evade.
Missile launched.
Breaking off.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
This is Basilisk 1. Landing down. Trust your allies and keep moving. This base is ours for the taking.
Wait for the base, Commander. What are you waiting for? That's the last of our anti-air guns. They've all been taken out.
We've engaged the enemy reinforcements. Requesting immediate close air support.
Copy that. We'll send some your way.
Pizza guy's in trouble. Let's help him out.
It's all right. Those 2 Ozian big shots will take care of them for us.
Strider Squadron, do it quickly, or we'll lose the element of surprise.
Air support is on its way.
Target destroyed.
Great work.
Okay, that attack just took out the enemies on the front line. The lane ahead is cleared up. We have our thanks.
Give me a damage report. We've suffered heavy losses. This is more than a surprise attack.
Picking up an enemy squadron. It must be the reinforcements they called in.
We've confirmed at least one leader. It's the one with the 3 scratches. There's an enemy on your tail.
Stall warning.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Emergency! Enemy reinforcements! They're stopping us! We can't do anything about their air power. We need support.
Breaking to escape moves. Enemy missile detected. Evading.
You still got 3 enemy fighters left. It's not over yet.
Missile. Missile.
Fox 2. 2 remaining.
Ambush, stay calm. Reform the ranks. Lancaster, requesting close air
Stall
support.
warning. Stall warning.
Strider Squadron, enemy reinforcements. Get some goddamn support there now.
Enemy numbers are small. Don't give in. Fight until the very end. That takes care of that. Nice work. We did it. That's the last of them. We've achieved air superiority.
Target acquired.
Missile.
You're out of chaffing flares.
Missile.
Strider 1, evade that missile.
Missile. Missile.
Not bad, not bad. Caution, enemy has a lock.
Missile.
Missile away.
Target destroyed.
Caution. Pull up. Stall warning.
That's it. Pick up those 2. Force our way inside the facility.
Stop bandit confirmed.
Target's destruction confirmed. That air support was right on the money.
Pushing the enemy on their heels.
Okay, start running on the count of 3. Great. I get to finally send my boys in to ring the doorbell. There's still quite a few enemies holed up in there. However, we can't afford to wait any longer. Begin the assault. If anyone resists, kill them. Contact! 2 o'clock! Go! Go! Fire!
Sarge, tear down that barricade.
How'd it go? This is Basilisk 1. The base is ours. We have control of all major functions.
Glad the pizza was on time.
Roger that, Basilisk 1. Mission accomplished.
All prisoners of war will be treated in accordance with international law. We've even brought pizza.
Looks like they can shred those wills.
I'm already getting an earful from the men over the needless paperwork.
No joke.
Okay, go ahead and begin your approach. We'll do the flight control.
Roger that.
Strider 1, this is Basilisk. The runway is clear. You have permission to land. The party is on as soon as you get here. Reduce your speed. 3,000 meters to the runway. Lower your nose. You're too high. 600 meters to the runway. You are right on course. Maintain current heading. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing. Right on the money, Strider 1. Strider 1 has landed. Let's go and greet him.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1.
Excellent work on the night raid. Submarines have arrived from the Ocean mainland and are refueling. This base will serve as a frontline platform for our mission to take Farbanti. We're almost at the end of this operation.
Mihai's second sortie was designed to calculate how his physiology changed under the stress of combat. My job was to compare his performance as a pilot now to when he was younger and understand how his skills evolved. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I wanted to know the answers anymore. For a man his age, Mihai's body was unbelievably resilient, remarkably flexible. His reflexes were as sharp as they ever were. Still, after all those years of flying in the outer layers of the atmosphere, even someone as strong as Mihai wasn't immune to the effects of the strain. The human body is fragile. It was not meant to handle the excessive amounts of radiation that constantly bombarded the stratosphere. For Mihai's second sortie, we used a flight suit that was still untested. He seemed fine on takeoff, but by the time he landed back at the base, it was clearly a mess. He got caught in a surprise dogfight with an especially stubborn enemy. It took a while for Mihai to bring him down.
Suspend mission.
The suit was ineffective. According to the data, it wouldn't let him fly to his full potential. A new flight suit was made to my exact specifications. When it finally arrived, Mihai's granddaughters glared at me with their disapproval. They blamed me for the pain their grandfather had to keep enduring. But Mihai remained stoic. He wasn't the type of man who cared about anything that happened here on the ground. I wasn't worried about it. I was confident the new suit would protect him thoroughly so that he could maneuver his plane any way he wanted. The moment he took off in his new flight suit, I realized what I had failed to before. Right after takeoff, as the wheels retracted, the plane suddenly arced up. It accelerated so quickly. I had never seen a plane move like that before. Mihai hit the high G's multiple times before disappearing into the blue. The support team couldn't even keep up. And then I knew. I understood why he never seemed to care about restoring his stolen country back to its former glory, and why he didn't seem to care about anything that happened here on the ground. Of course, Mihai's kingdom was the sky.
The operation to capture Erusia's capital, Farbanti, is beginning. This is the culmination of our work. We need to capture the Erusian forces' general headquarters in the south of Farbanti and end this war. The plan is for ground troops to attack Farbanti from both the east and north, and a task fleet will attack from the southwest. We will secure air superiority over the capital, while providing air support for our allies on the ground and in the water as required. By all accounts, we expect this to be an intense, full-scale battle across land, sea, and air. Should you need to replenish your ammunition or make necessary repairs to your craft, a return line has been set up in the north. During this operation, we will also be tasked with having to destroy the communications satellites that Erusea hacked. If we take down the information communication system that we believe they have control over, it should plunge Erusea into chaos. Once the capital falls, the Erusian military will be isolated and thrown into chaos, making it easier for us to end the war. However, that can't happen until after the capital falls, so you guys are the stars of this battle. Erusea will fight like a tiger, but we cannot lose. We must seize the capital and end this war.
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
Our troops have engaged the Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. Really put the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all of you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
Strider 1, return line is to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
Count is back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Shoot. No, it's real funny.
Our ground forces are now moving to capture Farbanti Reconstruction Park. They're already engaged with the enemy. It seems the enemy was fast to detect them. You can use some air support. Chaff and flares are running low.
Target down.
Fox 2.
Lock on. Good night.
Cyclops 4, Fox 2.
Our air support has stopped the enemy. Advance on the hospital.
Where did that hit?
Got a lot of armament. It's approaching. Evading. Breaking hostile lock.
Cyclops 3, Fox 2.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Half the enemy's already down. That LRSG is really something.
Strider 1, locked on target.
The missile chopper on ADM. Shoot it. We're out of standstill. We're pinned down.
This one's wide open.
Cyclops 1, launching missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Roger. The park room is secured. The Union troops are clear the way.
I didn't feel it.
Enemy backup inbound. Forces are heading from 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 and meet both threats at once.
Trigger, head for either area. Cyclops will take care of the bomb.
Roger.
Strider 1, locked on target. Target destroyed.
These guys just won't give up.
Okay, Trigger. Silver Bridge is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
Let's go. Lucian.
Wilco. That's something.
Salamander 6, attack ineffective.
Get certain those are going to beat back the enemy.
The enemy is worn out. This is our chance.
We need more air support. We can't hold Christmas long without it.
Commander's on your trail. Watch out.
Bandit acquired. Firing. Call reinforcements! Damn it! Should have known it sooner! It's no use! We have to retreat!
Target acquired.
They're after me! I need cover!
Missile. 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 Missile.
Locked on bandit!
Enemy vessel, fire! The harder the battle, the less likely it goes according to plan.
Missile hit.
That only scratched me up. Continuing with combat. Pursuing enemy!
Caution. Alert.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Show the enemy what kind of surprise we've got waiting for them. Fatigue is starting to set in. Maintain your composure. We're almost through this. Hostiles at the lock. This is closing. Evading! Friendly lock.
Strider 2, Fox 2.
Bandit acquired. Locked on.
Enemy reinforcements on radar. Take him out.
Hostile forces moving near enemy HQ. We don't have enough units to hold them.
Special will split up. The longer this drags on, the greater our losses.
Roger that.
Missile! Missile!
Missile.
Strider 1, you've got their attention.
Missile. Missile.
You're out of chaff and flares.
No use.
Keep pushing forward, and that bridge will be ours.
That area is all yours, Strider. You're back up Helm Squadron in the submerged area.
We're slowly have the upper hand. Keep the tide of battle in our favor.
Missile launched.
Incoming! Really?
Your air support considerably weakened organized resistance from the Erusian army. Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through. Understood.
Understood.
All right.
Understood.
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 Missile. Ammunition.
Don't let him any closer.
Conditions keep changing. This battle is never beat.
It'll be a grind. Use your binoculars. 3 strikes, safer.
Lethal 5, locked down.
Target in gun range.
Missile.
Missile fired. Evading. I've lost control. Enemy is locked on. Breaking. Where did these guys come from? My job just got that much harder.
Now, support team, focus fire.
Our tank commander's down!
The battle conditions are changing constantly. I don't like it one bit.
Missile inbound. Target eliminated.
Caution. Pull up.
APC eliminated.
Missile.
This is the start. There are small boats hiding in the ruins.
Missile.
Take them out before they can approach the fleet. The enemy has nearly reached headquarters. They're knocking on the front door.
We must show a result.
Ammunition zero. Ammunition zero.
Strider 1, bandit splashed. Strider 1, don't ice up.
Taking evasive action. I took some damage. You can see just how hard we're pushing from up here.
5 minutes remaining.
Keep firing on the move!
Target destruction confirmed.
Say goodbye.
Missile launched.
Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Requesting fire for raid. Coordinates 2294 5002. Target is enemy MBC formation. Fire for effect with your strongest round.
Our forces are neutralized!
Confirmed destroyed.
Our tanks and combat vehicles are knocked out. They mostly fall into the enemy's air support.
Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Bracketing is complete. Fire for effect. Roger. Change firing data. Maximum switching 70 to elevation 237. Prepare the volley. Fire. Ballcaster, this is Raid 1. We'll handle the rest.
All aircraft, move on to assist other units.
Thanks, LRSSD. We'll take it from here. And... impact! Tucker 2-4. Go easy on our eardrums next time. Thanks for the fire support.
Missile.
You know how many is taken out. And you're back. We're at 3 strikes.
Caution. Missile.
Strider 1, target destroyed. Target acquired.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 3 launching missile.
3 minutes remaining.
Pull up.
We've spotted enemy backup. Check your radars.
Missile.
Copy.
Trigger. It's about time we finished up here and helped other allies in trouble.
You don't need to try and target every enemy. Just keep your focus. Take one down, then move on to the next.
Those crowds have all support they need. This is the amphibious command ship Ptarmigan. The enemy ships in this area are part of the sunken ruins now. The landing party is on its way to HQ.
Stall warning. Missile.
We made that missile!
You did really well out there. This is sure to bring an end to the war. You'll be heroes.
Don't know what medals they've got for you, but if you want one, come back in one piece.
Perfect. Strider 1 destroyed target.
Drive the enemy back. Take out these pets.
Missile. Missile.
Enemy's got a lock!
Missile.
2
Altitude. I need clean the building.
Missile.
1 minute remaining. You're low on missiles.
I'm on its back. Enemy on your tail. Watch out.
Our strategy is about to pay off.
30 seconds remaining.
Command control. It's up to you now.
Strider 1, missile launched.
There's no way we're pulling back now. If they take our headquarters, we're finished. Fall back 900 yards. 3 strikes is here.
All aircraft, listen carefully. This is Lancaster. We have the upper hand. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys? Because I'm buying.
Roger that.
Man, don't jinx us.
You're right. New bogies. No, 5 Su-30s inbound.
It's Mr. Rex.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are in a different pose, but don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
This should prove to be fun. What do you mean? It's just like you say, the enemy has experienced fighters in their midst. Dodge that missile. Wow, still sure if he's slam it. I have a lock.
Missile.
Let's ship is sunk. Little fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
Enemy has a lock on me.
Missile launched.
They got a lock on you, Strider 1. Fox 2. They've got their flight and gloves nailed down. I'm dead! Stay focused. We've still got a monster to slay.
Mr. X is eating through the Osean forces.
No, 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 no. Who are these guys?
Ship was sunk soon after. That's the last we heard.
Outlaw and Crow force surrounded. Taking fire. Locked on.
Damn. Those lackeys fly like champions.
Missile depleted. Missile hit.
Strider 1, enemy is locked on.
Call in our air support ASAP. Yeah, talking about them.
Cyclops, Strider, stop Mr. X.
Fencer! Missile!
Taking fire.
This is Cyclops 3. I've been hit. We gotta eject.
Taken out one by one. Cyclops 3 has bailed out safely. Don't worry, it's gonna make me too. Listen, Trigger, real talk. If we keep this up, someone's not going home. I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you shoot down Mr. X.
What?
Strider 1, target acquired.
All right, he grabbed a bait. Time to take him for a ride.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Man, this is one stubborn bastard. He's on my tail, but he won't fire. Waiting for the perfect shot, eh? Sorry, stranger. My boys boys will let you have it.
Enough with your air show, Wiseman. You're pushing it.
Oh, Cal, that's sweet. I never knew you cared.
Not done.
You're all grown up. I'll even let the wisecrack slide.
Hey, I'm being serious here.
Attack missed.
Hold up. My radar has shown that an enemy aircraft has been stuck on Cyclops 1 for a while now.
Makes my blood run cold to even think if he came up on my 6. Shaking bandit. Shit! They got a lock on you, Strider 1.
Behind the enemy.
He's refusing to fire. He wants a sure shot. Not too bad. He's acting as a decoy. He has absolute trust in his allies, I see.
Cyclops 4, Fox 2.
You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot. Wasn't a bad pilot.
Wiseman, missile closing!
I'll keep him on me. Just a bit longer.
Shit! Cyclops 1 is down.
Cyclops One's down.
Eject already, Wiseman!
I'm sorry, Count.
This plane exploded. Wiseman, stay strong. We're not done here. Cyclops 2, you've got the lead. Wiseman! Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2. You're the lead. I can't do it. Trigger should take command. The duty is yours. That's impossible.
Do it.
Damn it. Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
Look, Count.
Damn, I can't seem to find an opening. Shaking bandit. Can Trigger handle the solo?
Trigger's down!
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are in a different rooms. But don't underestimate the rest of them either. Mission proved to be harmful. What do you mean? It's just like you say. The enemy has experienced fighters in their midst.
They evaded it.
Are you sure he's human?
They seems to be distracted by focusing on the leader.
One ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage. Fox 2.
Enemy has a lock on me.
Target acquired.
Ship 5 is hit. Sorry, I gotta bail out.
Target is down.
You did well. Don't collapse.
Mr. X is eating through the Ocean forces.
No. Who are these guys?
Lock on. Go down.
Strider 3, launching missile.
See where your plane is headed. Eject. Forgive me. Good luck.
Fox 3. Scratch the last escort.
We need to be extra careful if we want to split up the 2 leaders. Eject while you can still talk.
The ship was sunk soon after. That's the last we heard from them.
Not long before our forces are routed.
They evaded it.
Strider 1. Fox 2.
Target has been hit. Shaking bandit. Fox 2. Taking evasive
about badly.
Cyclops, Strider, stop Mr. X.
Star warning. Star warning.
Cyclops 3, I've been hit. I gotta eject.
Evasive action. Cyclops 3 is bailed out safely. Don't worry, he's gonna make it. Listen, Trigger, real talk. If we keep this up, someone's not going home. I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you shoot down Mr. X. What? Alright, he grabbed the bait. Time to take him for a ride.
Target is hit.
Nice, flying. Give him one more. Man, this is one stubborn bastard. He's on my tail, but he won't fire. Waiting for the perfect shot, eh? Sorry, stranger. My boys will let you have it.
In gun range. Miss, target's still active.
Bandit, right behind me.
Star warning.
Missile away.
Taking fire. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot. Wasn't a bad pilot. Wiseman! Missile closing! I'll keep him on me. Just a bit longer.
Shit. Cyclops 1 is down.
Cyclops 1 is down.
Eject already, Wiseman!
I'm sorry, Count.
This plane exploded.
Wiseman!
Stay strong. We're not done here. Cyclops 2, you've got the lead.
Wiseman!
Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2, you're the lead. I can't do it. Trigger should take command. The duty is yours. That's impossible.
Do it.
Damn it. Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
Local count.
Missile evaded.
Can Trigger handle this solo?
Target acquired.
Enemy on your back.
Shaking bandit.
Damn. I wanna go to Trigger's aid, but I can't keep up.
Locked on.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile.
Special weapon completed.
These guys are way out of my league. I can't even get close to them.
Shaking bandit.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile.
You're holding your own out there.
Locked on.
Star warning. Star warning.
Shaking bandit. Damn, I can't seem to find an opening.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile.
Missile hit.
Damn.
Now go finish the job.
Get Mr. X, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can. My radar suddenly turned off.
What is it? Respond.
My data won't update. Damn it. What was that?
I've lost radar contact. What's up?
Look at the sky. Towards the sun.
What is that?
A star? No. Maybe an explosion?
This is Soul Squadron. Head home. It's not safe to stick around Here we lose our base.
Listen up. We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response from outside our LOS. Farbanti's now under Osean control. The operation was a success. We didn't get the orders that should have come after the operational success. We'll guide you to the scheduled airport. All aircraft, leave this airspace immediately.
Negative. They've got a debt to pay.
Count, we all feel the same way.
Shit.
So Wiseman died for nothing.
This is a peacekeeping force forward base near Erusian territory. Other Allied aircraft have probably been forced to make emergency landings at other airfields. We don't know much. The mission to capture the capital is nearly complete, but we unfortunately have no intel. The enemy communication satellites are down, and we have confirmed the deaths of several Erusian leaders. But our enemy was smart. They had a similar plan. Our own communication systems were destroyed at approximately the same time. We have no idea when or if they'll come back online. Stand by for further details.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
is something I'll never get used to. But tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich. Vehicle confirmed destroyed. Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you. Understood.
Anyone who wants on the radio? We don't know our location. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
Fighting with drones is what got us into this mess.
AA gun confirmed destroyed. ID'd as Osean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
I've been spiked.
It's Erusian.
They aren't responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Lancaster. They've opened up a path for us. The more the merrier. What's wrong with drones? Whether you're a patriot or not, you're just too stubborn to change the times. We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this? There's a strict curfew, but people gather in bars and other places to learn what's going on. It is not machines that make the decisions in war. It's people. Understand that.
It's ID'd as Erusian.
Starting to rise up. Wait. General managed to convince them.
Listen, don't they protect General LaFarge as a real patriot? Onward!
There's a vehicle up ahead. Think it's gonna ask us to pay a toll? Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle. We'll go. Let's go. We archived all the footage that we've shot for when the communication networks come back online.
Missile hit.
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a clean war. Missile inbound! Evade! No good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
Here comes the traitor, LaFarge. This is a white net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they? There's that vehicle!
set up in all the right places.
Butcher 6. We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us. We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
Strider 1, missile away. Strider 1, tank destroyed.
This is a message to all of you fighting out there. Ask yourselves, what is best for our country? Missile incoming, break! They got me! How are we supposed to tell the difference? There are enemies everywhere. That was too close for comfort.
Strider 1, target acquired.
You're right. No, wait, that goes into the ocean. I can't shake the enemies on my tail. Maintain speed. Be able to break through that shutter. General, do you mind keeping it down for a minute? You'll bite your tongue. There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals. We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous in Grunder Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belgians. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkin technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Grunder Park. The rendezvous point is a helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
There are rumors of a military group calling itself the Free Erusians. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling. Nice work, Leo 2. That's a confirmed kill. You are a true patriot. Who is this green guy?
Strider 1, target acquired.
They actually believe that using robots will put an end to bloodshed. I'm hit! Get this guy off my back! Fire on that vehicle!
The VIP is taking fire. His vehicle stopped.
Try to help us before we get shot. It's not like this is a tank or anything.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 1999 Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah. Nowhere is safe.
Our capital's fall has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military.
It's all gone to hell. Radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my
Missile. Missile. Caution.
We're taking fire! We can't hold off! I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Ocean Forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Lancaster.
The General is speaking with the commander. We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. Orders of battle units starting on their former allies.
Behind the enemy.
With the main conflict concluded, regional forces in the center, south, and east struggle over stabilization of the nation. The emergent government has defined these groups, along with those trying to independently make peace with Ocean, as rebels.
We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more to Belkin technology than just UAVs. Taking IFF designations for one was an astonishing feat. We used it to make drones that resembled Ocean fighters. And then to assassinate Harvey and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belkin technology brought chaos to the world.
Missile.
I can't believe Arusia is responsible for Harlan's assassination.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Target hit.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day.
Damn it! We're outnumbered. There were too many conservatives in the Air Force that hated the truth.
I will, buddy.
If a drone is acting suspiciously, shoot it down.
This one's wide open.
It's Erusian military.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle.
How's your last Lancaster? We've been breaching and we're here to help.
Target has been destroyed. We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing. We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Glad we waited. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous, in the rear of the others. Understood.
The Radicals truly believe boosting drone productions will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osia quickly. We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
We turn to in this darkest hour. We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusian News Network. Missile away, bon voyage.
Okay, let's go. Getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The one with the scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with broken technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Alma, hold on tight.
Lancaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
Careful, those guys are good. Wait, you don't think it's those Osean big shots, do you? I managed to catch a glimpse of the 3 strikes.
Don't miss.
Aim carefully.
Fine. No good. Shit.
Osean fighter, just how long do you plan on getting in my way? Enemy missile coming at me. Breaking. I'm hit.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
They're in my way.
Enemy is locked on. Breaking.
Target acquired.
I'm taking fire, but I can still fight.
Fox 2.
Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... the drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Osean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Wilco. Understood.
Wilco.
Can't abort the MQ-99's launch. Our commands are overridden. We must be accessing it remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
To build something else entirely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
This way! No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Silver.
Target locked.
they need.
Missile. Missile.
4 bandits left.
It's not enough to be really functional.
Missile.
There has to be a time when it should not function.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
3 bandits to go.
They are after the data, aren't they?
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Missile away. 2 bandits left. Show them what you got.
Missile.
Strato 1, target acquired. 1 bandit to go. Fox 3.
Strider 3, launching missile.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning.
Enemy on your back. Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Osean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Osean aircraft.
Osean's army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Were you sent by the General Staff? No, we'd like you to send... No, I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Lancaster, are all of these really...
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Osean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Osean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Osean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guards' dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
"You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness."
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Farbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusea just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too. With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. And what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help!
Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete.
Our air support is here.
Unknown successfully identified.
Thank God. Friendly bird.
Strider 1, missile launched.
We're under attack!
Update us on Tyler Island.
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run? Shit.
We were waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to safety.
Target is in machine gun range. Target destroyed.
There are two neighbors on our starboard side. Many of our allies are cut off. We need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can. Let's help retreating Osean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
There's more over here. The bodies of dead civilians. That, they're all lined up. The enemy will shoot us in the back! No, they are not combatants. Some of them are land. If you see 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Our last vehicle has been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving! Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point! I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly! I can guess what happened here. I really don't want to think about it. Damn, those Erusian bastards! It's a blatant war crime! Take photos for evidence. I just got the photograph. We'll head back to HQ. Give us another 30 minutes. They didn't say they want to let these children be barbaric.
They're Erusian. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here? It's all crazy people.
Go with us. See the enemy APC from there?
We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass driver. The supply ship at the munitions depot is highly combustible. No procedure needed. We just need to buy some time. Open the bay until Operation Feeding Time. Pull them away from the mass driver.
Our guys even took out the enemy air support. What do we do now? Get in the tank!
Allied retreat looks good.
I count 12 dead bodies here. Heavy armor appears to be upper middle class. The spaceport's nearby, so they could be researchers and their families. Most likely, they were involved with Belka.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you. Strider 1, Fox 2.
We're down to less than half our vehicle. This isn't looking good. We need help. Bring all the injured. 3 strikes. Get in the landing craft! Many thanks, Longcaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood.
We don't need to defeat them. Just delay their advance. Got it?
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind.
This whole operation is crazy. Stop whining.
Trigger has destroyed the target.
Can you hear us? We're taking fire from multiple enemy tanks. Push them back. Fire! Fire at will! We need more ammo!
Locked on.
Back out further. Tank fast, but they're running on fumes and low on ammo. Ambush, stay calm. We pulled the race. It's fine if we take a little damage. We need to finish this fight now. Help me! Gather all the wounded together.
Missile.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Missile.
The Erusian ground forces show no sign of letting up. We're taking heavy damage.
Rendezvous? We don't even know where we are!
Missile. Missile.
Pick up the speed with your search. The faster you find them, the more people you want to save.
Missile.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Our tank commander's down! Taking fire! We're pinned down!
Missile. Caution. Pull up.
An explosion inside! Continue the countdown. The enemy's not stupid. They're after the supply ship. Do the countdown!
It's the Osean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
We're firing at each other!
This is AWACS Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Hold your fire! Confirmed. The info is from an allied AWACS. Hold your fire! Roger. But where are we supposed to leave? Who should we follow?
You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
There's still one arsenal bird left.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Full of bombs, and Erusian will have a fighting chance. Use cameras to track the supply ships. Don't fight with your back to the supply ship. If it's hit, we're done for.
Wait, multiple bogies from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogies. Identify them.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Trigger, boss, get over here quick.
Heads up, these reinforcements are elite.
Missile. Missile.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time. Strider 1, missile launched. Strider 1, target destroyed.
So these are the enemy reinforcements. Destroy the mass driver completely. We're signaling our break with Belka.
Hostile confirmed
Launch
destroyed.
control, this is flight leader. All systems ready. We are go for launch. This is launch control. The enemy is closing. Confirm launch readiness. Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Leading Time. Launch control. Roger that.
Bandit has a lock.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
Enemy pilots on classes.
Intercept those bombers. Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away. Strider 1, Fox 2.
Locked on.
In gun range. The bombers are about to reach the island. Shoot them down now. Strider 1, target acquired. Bomber confirmed destroyed. All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
Continue with your mission.
Hey, you. The dumbass with the scratches on his tail. Hear me? I need you to help the people. refugees surrounded by original tanks right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me? You can call me Scrap Queen.
Lancaster, she's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
That voice. So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
I've got a bit of intel for you. We'll share it if you can help us refugees.
Count me in.
That's right.
Try to save your ammo. Lure them in and then fire at once.
Fox 2.
Tops. We need the advantage to pin the enemy down.
We can't afford to take any more damage. Get out there and do something!
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Caution. Pull up.
I hope the rebels and Rusian army end up wiping each other out. Our only allies, the Rusian government forces. Don't mistake them for rebels.
Missile away. Echo 13, all hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
We've destroyed all of the targets. All bogies should be ID'd now. Mission complete. Okay, Scrap Queen. Send us the target coordinates.
I was thinking about how I'd do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she?
Use a smoke canister. Who's taking this to the enemy's doorstep? Not me. Wait, you moron! Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we've confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. Ammunition 0.
Target acquired. Strider 1, target destroyed.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Missile. Missile.
Good job! The enemy tanks are toast. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Missile.
supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Releasing safety. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it. 3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
Missile. Which one first? Missile.
Don't try to follow after the supply ships. Stick close to trigger.
Missile.
All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar. You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
If we let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it.
That's a confirmed direct hit by the missile. Keep it up. Bring down those supply ships.
That sucker's hiding in the clouds. Trigger, don't let him get away. Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down.
Shot me. Wait.
Recalculated the remaining time. Missile hit. 90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose them. I'm usually pretty good at playing tag, but these guys have a head start.
60 seconds remain.
Victory is ours as long as the supply ship gets away.
Target locked.
I hope the payload gets delivered to the Arsenal bird.
30 seconds remain. Don't give up.
My bird can't take much more of this!
Your plane will ice up if you stay in there too long. Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. If this thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Erusian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her, and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
This is Tango 2-3. Pursued by...
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress.
Can't say I blame him.
Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.
We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusea, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. Well, we can't use all our aircraft to attack. The transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first, and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it. Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, get to work.
Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Our anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat!
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. Must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Caution. Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or we'll open fire.
What are you talking about? They already are firing on us. The enemy's confused. I know.
Our anti-aircraft weaponry is down by 30%. Why are they attacking this base? Hit them with AA shells and they'll come down.
Caution. Pull up.
So what's this faction split from the Erusian military?
The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslij, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
What's wrong? They seem pretty desperate.
Why aren't our planes up in the air?
Target destroyed.
They're bombing us. We're unable to use the SAM. Help me! They have 4 aircraft. 4 planes incoming. Fire more missiles. Help is here. No, they're with the Ocean Army.
Coming up on the castle.
Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies.
Shit!
I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
Strider 1, missile launched.
That's Shalaji Castle.
They're here already. Paid for scouts. Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone buildings and take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head and use your jet engine.
Not bad at all, Trigger.
Target is in machine gun range. Target acquired.
All of our infantry fighting vehicles take the cost.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Locked on.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Target destroyed.
These guys are blinding us.
Locked on bandit.
We've lost more than half of our forces. The battle won't last much longer. Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on.
Target is in machine gun range. Target acquired.
Target locked.
Set up AA weapons. Put them on a flat surface.
Has a lock.
Missiles! Bleeding! I'm screwed! Abandoning aircraft!
New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed.
This town is of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had to bomb it like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
None of our units are able to communicate over the comm. AA destroyed! We're sitting ducks! Cancel takeoff. Soul Squadron, stand by.
Negative. This battle's over if we don't get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. Once we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Hostile has a lock.
Their interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron, airborne. Shoot these fingers out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Understood. You are in violation of Shalaji airspace. Turn around or we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the OCN Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
You must be the stewards. It's absurd for you to be talking so tough after losing one of your leaders at Fort Bonte.
You bastard!
You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit.
Target acquired.
They think they're a band of knights. I hate them even more. They think they're actual nobility. Alright, I'm a wild gunman then. Time to shut your mouth. Hostile has a lock.
You're out of chaff and flares.
Missile inbound. Drinking.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
I took the leader. We can take them without King. I'm out. Ejecting.
Missile.
I hope he's okay. Bailing out of those conditions. I can see his parachute. Let's pray he makes it to safety.
3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger.
Wilco. Righto.
Let's finish him before King gets here.
Strata 1, target acquired.
Strider 2, check your 6.
Strata 1, missile launched.
Roll's been hit. He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time. A miss, as expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed protector launch enemy aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person. Yai. Switching squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. The rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Wilco. Might just cost us our lives.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
Someone to guide us. I can't do anything without it. Being together with Mihai taught me something. Drone fighters don't belong in the blue. They have no place in the cosmos of the skies. And they're what the Vasiligian Air Force should be fighting against.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy. Hey look, it's like the sky's been sliced wide open. The experimental unit probably thinks there's a new toy.
Mr. X is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move.
Gun range.
100%. Targeting correction, 0.8 degrees. Ready to fire.
Strider 1 has been hit. I can't reach him. Lost radar contact. High-speed projectile launch from enemy aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, we must find someone to guide you. I am not that person.
Missile.
Muscle squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. The rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome. Might just cost us our lives.
Missile away.
Not bad.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
Something behind us. I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with the pilot taught me something. Drone fighters don't belong in the blue. They have no place in the cosmos of the skies. And there with the Volsinian Air Force should be fighting against it.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow him to pieces.
Get closer.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of your pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then to see if he's truly worthy.
Hey, look. It's like the sky's been sliced wide open. These terminal units probably made themselves redeployed.
Fast enough.
In gun range.
This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation, and I've felled every last one of them.
Strider 1 scored another hit.
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
He got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit.
Can you hear me, pilot with the 3 strikes? This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the X-02 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. but it looks like everything's loose now. Solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory'd been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkans? Because this guy was a Belkan, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkan, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusea? My grandfather had only one wish: to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary Ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusia after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built, right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder.
Yes?
I wonder which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored General Network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusia have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air and the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse. You can see the future.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
It certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island. The 444 Squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for Trigger.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that Arsenal bird.
Fighter Squadron, sortie ASAP.
We need help! Don't let him damage more! Show him what the erosion, no, what fighter pilots are made of! Thanks, I owe you. No sweat. Get into formation. We have the numbers.
Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our luck has turned. LRSSG, you will secure air superiority. There are Erusian aircraft in the Coalition, so they have been ID'd as friendly via the data link.
Just confirmed it.
The Erusian government aircraft, including drones, will show up as hostiles. You two aces, I'm thinking it's time to show us what you've got.
We don't have two anymore. Guess nobody told them.
That's quite true, Count. It's not just two. Wiseman trained his squad well. Everyone's still in it as an ace. He'd be proud of you all.
To all of you who have gathered here, regardless of your country, this is headquarters of the Osean Army Southern Command. Wait, you can forget that designation. We are a coalition formed exclusively for the sole purpose of taking down the Arsenal Bird. Wait until we're ready to strike the Arsenal Bird in unison. Roger.
We're speaking on an open channel. The enemy can hear everything he's saying. There's no other choice. The Erusian aircraft are in the Coalition as well.
This is Skull Squadron and Rhino Squadron of the Erusian Air Force. We're here on our own. Lancaster, we're entering your airspace.
This is Sol-2. Republic of Bastards are also moving to rendezvous. There's only one squadron now.
It's Mr. X's crew.
Count, ease up. Engagement is forbidden.
Don't worry, I know. We need every bird we can call upon. Even if they were flying with the guy that killed Wiseman. Some of their squadrons are in weird formations.
They have manned aircraft moving UAVs in slave mode.
All this just to keep the war going.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Bandit behind you.
Missile.
Go around!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
How about one more than however many days?
Missile. Missile.
Okay, commencing transmission. I'm speaking over both terrestrial broadcasting and video transmission networks. It's not important who I... No, who we are. First, our goals. Destroy the space elevator. Second, we want power to the drone factory cut in order to put a stop to all the war and chaos that its products cause. And last, we want to bring an end to this pointless war that has given rise to a state of anarchy. Let me tell you what's going on right now. The land is overrun with refugees who have lost their homes. This is no isolated incident. In spite of that, the war continues to rage overhead.
How many more do we need to take out?
Shoot them down one at a time. They'll run out eventually.
3 trucks on our side? That's the best news I've heard in a long time. Again, 3 strikes? Never again.
UAVs were sluggish once the leader went down.
I thought as much. Drones without leaders are slow as hell. The biggest flaw in their slave route.
Drone leadership right verified.
Got a radar lock on you.
Are the friendly Erusians rebels or what?
They're rebels, but I'm sure it's more complicated than that. Brush up on current events later. Focus on the enemy.
Missile.
Copy that.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Take a look. See that line continuing above the horizon?
Missile.
The cable goes up to the sky as far as the eye can see. Not many people know this, but the space elevator is the world's tallest transmission tower. In theory, radio waves cover exactly half the globe. We've jacked up signal in order to reach out to you.
Missile. Missile.
This isn't a rebellion. It's a battle for independence. Take down the Arsenal Bird and build a new country.
Some coalition this has turned out to be, huh? They'll keep talking big once the war's over, too.
I could bet on it. We need something or someone to guide us.
Target acquired.
Picked up a slave craft. We're guinea pigs on this battlefield.
With the communications infrastructure down, this broadcast can only be transmitted to certain regions. If you can access the server, consider yourself lucky. You get to see a real-life princess. Hey, Cosette, say hello to everyone. Yes.
Avril, it's safe over here. We're taking away all their guns.
Yes! Let's open up the exit. Everyone get the refugees into the underground tunnel. George, Tabloid?
All right, understood.
Three strikes on a friendly shield.
Fox 2! Fox 2!
Missile.
Got the OC point away. They have a lock on me.
This airspace is like a testing ground for their weapons. Why don't those bastards show themselves?
Missile.
Our princess is looking at a mural. There's another one there too. It shows a whole bunch of space elevators.
Missile.
Skies are low.
Missile.
Cosette, let's go. Yes!
Warning! Missiles launched from the Arsenal bird. They're Helios projectiles. All aircraft, stay clear of the blast area. 10 seconds to impact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact!
Somebody got caught in that explosion.
Broadcaster, you have more incoming.
Unknown. Proceed with caution.
Wilco. We can't switch off the security system, but we've got this. If what he said is true, this will give us at least 10 seconds. Cosette! Cosette! What the hell's wrong with you?
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Get back here!
Missile.
As you all saw, we have a problem.
Missile.
The princess went by herself into the maintenance area and has shut us out. No idea what got her going this time, stupid woman.
Missile launch from the Arsenal bird. Shit, airburst tight. Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Helios arrived.
Don't fly so close together. Here's the shot. I'm bailing out.
I said we were going to take down the space elevator, but it's not like we can just go out there and chop it down. At the top of the windbreak, 6 location markers have been set in place. They monitor distortions in the space elevator. Those are the locations we need to target. If the sensors go bad, the elevator's observation system will think the elevator has fallen. Until its safety can be confirmed, all microwaves will be stopped.
Oh, I get it. What a party.
I was going to do it myself. Dumbass.
Helios launched from the Arsenal bird. Five seconds.
Missile. Missile.
3, 2. Impact now.
Mission 0. Missile.
You caught that. It's all over.
Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to arrival. 2. Inbound.
I'm hit! I'm going down! It's up to you now. They have me spiked.
In gun range. 30 seconds remaining.
I got a tail in my sight.
Bandit behind you. Entering clouds.
The monster bird is in our trap. We'll use a saturation attack. Wait for the signal.
Missile.
Missile in the air! Quick, now! Coalition units. We're nearing 0 hour. 10 seconds until the united attack on the Arsenal bird. Incoming! 5, 4... Everybody, give this attack everything you've got. Open fire! All missiles were shot out of the sky. Attack failed. Cruise missiles did not reach their target. Damn monster.
Lancaster warning all aircraft. I have multiple blips on my scope.
Here they come. That's something.
Hey, look at the Arsenal bird.
Lasers!
Drake and Larker, son. We can't train it! Evacuate! Flagship started heavily damaged by laser weapons. Captain aircraft control announced a single blast! Deploy lifeboats!
HQ, we have a problem. The damage to the Allied fleet is extensive.
That's some pretty impressive firepower. I, for one, did not see that coming.
The active protection system operated as expected. We should launch another saturation attack. Air power. You'll slow the Arsenal bird.
Strider 1, missile!
Look at that light from the Arsenal bird.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. It's readying its APS. All aircraft, break off from the Arsenal bird.
That was close. Without the AWACS, I would have been a goner.
Cosette, that's not the control room. Go through the airlock and get on the maintenance elevator. Get to the top of the windbreak. Do you think you can put on that pressurized suit by yourself? You'll never get it on with those frills.
I'm getting sick of that arrogant bastard. Seriously.
Enemy no good. The engine control room is gone. Radar down here in CIC. Fire, okay,
Where are we supposed to hit it?
All aircraft. We can no longer commence with a second saturation attack. All aircraft, separately engage in direct attack.
HQ, it won't be easy to take down the Arsenal bird with conventional weaponry. All the ace pilots in the world won't save us unless we have a plan.
Give us time. We'll see what we can do.
You're just thinking about it now? Cover any friendlies that's hit.
Lock on you.
Cyclops 1, enemy on your tail. They have a lock on me.
Strider 1, watch your tail.
It's readying its APS.
Stall warning.
Damn it! I've taken some damage. One aircraft hit. No, two!
I can see a light bulb shaped thing, but it isn't lit up.
That's it. That's the location marker. Have it from there, right?
Got it.
Is there something we can do? Just evading like this will get us all killed.
Sub-propeller confirmed destroyed.
When's that shield gonna lose power?
Then what should we do?
Calm down. I'll do something.
What are you gonna do? Cosette, smash it. Smash all 6 of the bastards. We'll lose power.
Damn shield. Just go away. Be gone. Disappear.
Gone, Cuckoo Count.
Away with you.
That means the main supply's been cut off.
The observation center. UAVs are dropping altitude fast. Wait, they're down! Safety mechanism shut off. Power transmission.
The drones are acting crazy. Are you seeing this? The drones are falling one after another. They've completely lost control.
Strider 1 has destroyed a sub-propeller.
You can do it. There's no way it isn't damaged.
Main propeller 1 confirmed stall. Good work, Trigger. Keep up the attack.
Keep the UAVs company.
I'll left to Strider 1. Ground force separate for nothing. We have to take down the target by any means.
Both main propellers have been stalled.
We can't give up.
Trigger got a sub-propeller. You're getting the hang of this, Trigger. The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing?
Strider 1 is down.
UAVs are dropping altitude fast. Wait, they're down!
The drones are acting crazy. Are you seeing this? The drones are falling one after another. They've completely lost control. That thing is too huge.
Don't let its sheer size freak you out.
Main propeller 1 confirmed stall. Good work, Trigger. Keep up the attack.
I've got a hostile material. Strike 1, you're too close to Strider 1. Get out of the way.
Sub-propeller confirmed destroyed. Both main propellers have been stalled.
You can do it. There's no way it isn't damaged.
Pulse laser cannon destroyed. That drops the Arsenalberg's threat level a little.
Trigger got a sub-propeller. You're getting the hang of this, Trigger. The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing?
We got these things, no problem.
Goes down to destroying the Rectenna's base.
Say what?
If we destroy the docking modules, the supply unit will break off from Arsenalberg. That'll leave the Rectenna base vulnerable. Light it on fire and we can cook that bird whole. Theoretically, that may prove a possibility for an experienced pilot. That would be a problem, right?
Yeah, but our guy's more than just an experienced pilot.
Trigger, let's do this.
Is he really that good of a pilot? I bet on it. Besides, if that was impossible, he wouldn't have said anything.
Watch out! The drones are falling!
distracted. Just focus on what you need to do.
Is everything okay? Cosette, some people were crushed. But the kid Tabloid went after his safe. He ran that distance with a girl in his hands.
Good. What about Tabloid? Is he safe?
George and the girl are saved. They were saved. Both of them.
Docking module destroyed. One left.
Nicely done. This'll be a good story to tell my son.
I'll have to try to run.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
You're mine now.
Strata 1, target acquired.
Nickel. Star warning.
I have a solid lock.
Nickel. Enemy Nickel. Zero.
Don't let them anywhere near him. Understood?
Nickel.
Take your six.
Caution.
In gun range.
Star warning.
All targets have been destroyed. The supply unit is ready to fall off.
Yeah! Good job.
You should be able to see the rectenna where the supply unit was. Rectenna base unit confirmed destroyed.
Lancaster. Oh my god. The Arsenal bird is on fire.
Trigger, break off. Arsenal bird is losing altitude rapidly.
Arsenal bird is down.
Lancaster, can you estimate the point of impact?
Don't worry, looks like it'll be open water. All aircraft, avoid the target's path.
That's the last of the rooms. Even in death, that thing is intimidating.
Ammunition zero.
Everyone, can you see this? These people here were alive up until a few moments ago. My friend was here. Can you see this? This is just one of the many sides of war and what it does.
All Erusian soldiers around the space elevator. Surrender now. We will not attack. We can hold them off until support arrives. Our units surrender. You guys better not throw away your lives either.
Wait there, Princess. We'll get you down.
Don't worry about me. Please just take care of the refugees. I'll parachute down.
What?
Warning, incoming bogey.
Are those the drones we saw at that factory?
I'm coming down. I'll see you on the ground.
No, wait!
Enemy on my 6! Those guys are bad news. Trigger, boss, do something!
Strider 2, missile inbound! Cosette! What?
This isn't the time for that!
Cosette!
Avril, they're headed this way. Get the refugees to safety now.
Strider 2, you're hit. Are you alright?
Still breathing. I won't be flying much longer, though.
There's an Osean carrier a few kilometers to the west. It ran aground and was abandoned. It won't be easy, but it's the only place you got.
Trigger, escort your wingman. Let's get to that carrier. That's all we can do.
Trigger, can you hear me? I somehow managed to land. It's your turn now. The carrier ran aground, but that shouldn't be a problem for you. I'll guide you down. 3,000 meters to carrier. You're too fast. Lower your speed. You're on course. Looking good, buddy. 1,500 meters to carrier. Raise your nose. Before landing, you're gonna crash! Trigger, can you hear me? I somehow managed to land. It's your turn now. The carrier ran aground, but that shouldn't be a problem for you. I'll guide you down. You're too fast. Lower your speed. 3,000 meters to carrier. You're on course. Looking good, buddy. meters to carrier. Lower your nose. Abort landing, you're gonna crash! Trigger, can you hear me? Well, if it isn't the LRSSG,